Hey Indiana, I'm on my way to the studio right now. Where are you?
Yeah, me too! Almost there! What up, team, and welcome to another episode of NitroNights. I'm your host, Indiana Froskurrin Black, and tonight it's everything Forza, including our very special guest of Hoki Hoshi. Now, he is 1/4 part of our stream team. Reminder that you can catch our streams every single Wednesday. He'll be streaming Wednesday, November 25th over at twitch.tv/OverTakeGG. And if you haven't caught up of who he is, don't worry, we've got you covered.
Getting famous by accident. A lot of people dream about it, but it really happened to Hokihoshi. He went from posting a small drift video of himself to the Forza subreddit to a YouTube channel with over 63,000 subscribers. And over the years, he's still stayed true to his roots. He focuses mostly on the Forza series on his channel, creating tutorials, tuning guides, and even Forza car reviews. But he isn't just an enthusiast in the virtual world. He also builds cars in real life and competes with them in different events. He even met his wife through cars and went drifting with her on their first date. So Rob has come a long way from playing hard driving on the Sega Genesis and losing every race because he didn't know how to shift, to the all-round racer he is today. He's even a part of the brand new OverTake Stream Team.
I love the shade that our video producers had to throw in there, not knowing how to shift. Well, with me, I have Rob, otherwise known as, I love saying your name, Hokihoshi. Can you very quickly kind of like give me the breakdown of that name? Because we have a lot of people who come on the show and they usually just use their standard name or like Muscle Gamer, friend of the show. But your name is by far my favorite.
Well, thank you. And thank you for having me. So yeah, quick thing on the Hokihoshi name. I was Googling around trying to look for a name in a video game, and I was looking for astronomy terms. And Hokihoshi is the old Japanese way to say the Pleiades constellation, which is where the Subaru logo comes from. So it kind of blends my love of space and my love of cars and my love of Japan into one thing. And it just sounds nice, like you said. It's got that like Hokihoshi. It's
and the only
nice little flow to it.
The only thing you're missing then is I believe you build your own fish tanks as well.
Yes, yeah, I've got one in the background right here. So maybe we'll make a little amend to it with a fish thing sometime.
Well, I love it though. I get an opportunity to interview so many different racers on this show, and just like the fact that the amalgamation of like gaming, Japanese culture, racing background has all like fit in this neat little package. So we just watched the video of kind of like how you came into racing. I wanted to kind of deep dive a little bit because it's specifically like Japanese historical cars that it is kind of your vibe right now. And you even have a revival project going on in your YouTube. Can you kind of talk me through, what got you interested in that?
Yeah, so it's funny because I actually grew up being much more interested in like Euros and exotics. I grew up with like an E-Type Jag poster on my wall, and I loved brands like Ital Design and Apollo. Like I was very much more into that scene, if you will. But I think I kind of had two big changes of heart. One of them was my cousin, who's always been very into Japanese cars. He brought over, this is when I was like an early teen, maybe. He brought over his Eagle Talon, which for those who don't know, it's like a rebranded Mitsubishi Eclipse. And he revved the engine for me. And that was the first time I heard like a modified Japanese turbo sound. And that just absorbed into my soul. I loved the sound of it so much. So that was kind of the first time I took Japanese cars seriously and was like, oh, it's not just like Ferrari and Lamborghini that can make cool cars. And the second one was, as a kid, I was really into these RC cars called X mods, and they were little models of real life cars. So they had like a Supra and a Skyline. And the cool thing about them was that you could swap out parts. So you could swap out the wheels, you could add a body kit, you could do like suspension mods and engine mods. And that really resonated with me, like the ability to customize and make a car your own and that kind of freedom of expression. And that's something that's so prevalent in Japanese car culture, where it's not so much in kind of Euro and American car culture. So that's kind of my my reasoning for why I like JDMs and Japanese cars so much.
There's kind of like a thread in a lot of these hobbies that I'm seeing with you. The fact that you like build your own fish tanks, that you're really into like the customization of the Japanese culture in specific, that you build cars yourself. It almost feels like now gaming for you, and especially sim racing, has kind of become like the grown-up version of like the hobby craft store. I know growing up that I was really into like building airplane models and flying them with my uncle, and this kind of seems like the next thing for you. You're telling me about your modded wheel that you race with at home as well.
Yeah, no, customization is a way of life for me. Everything is. I just like taking things and making them my own. So, and I work in construction too. And so it's like, I have a house now and I'm like modifying everything in my house and tearing down walls here. And I like making things my own.
Okay. So you're not joining, but you're part of the OverTakeGG Stream Team. Can you kind of walk me through kind of what your plans are for when you stream? But by the way, guys, if you want to catch Hokihoshi, he'll be on our stream on November 25th. So please take it away.
So I have been doing a pretty deep dive into like VR sim racing lately. So you'll be seeing a lot of that. I play a lot of Assetto Corsa in VR, and there's a couple things that I've been kind of focusing on. If you're fans of the Initial D anime, you will recognize some of the courses that I'll be driving on. I'll be doing some kind of time attack toge racing on stuff like that, all in VR with my sim rig and everything.
That is amazing. I am a big fan. So now we have our quick fire round of the interview. I believe I've already prepped you. You ready?
All right, I'm ready. Ready as I can be.
It's very easy. Favorite driver?
Ooh, Kimi Räikkönen, F1 driver.
Okay. Favorite car?
The version of my car that's finished, Mark III Supra. The version of my head that's already done.
Respect. Personal hero of esports or sim racing?
Ooh, if it can be a team, I really like Team JSI. They're a Forza and Assetto Corsa drifting team. So Team JSI, just slide it.
Favorite racing game? I think I know the answer to this one, but we'll see.
Ooh, that's tough. The first thing that comes to mind is Forza. It's got to be Forza.
Okay. Astronomy or fish tanks?
Oh, no. Astronomy. It's got to be astronomy.
But they got the fish! Okay. Honda or...
I know. The poor fishies.
Honda or Toyota? I believe you own both?
I do. Toyota. Toyota for sure.
That's fair. No love for the Subaru right there, but it wasn't really an option. That said, you've survived the quickfire round. Now, before we continue a deep dive of our interview, I told you guys at the top of the show that it was going to be everything Forza this episode, and we have a very special video just to take you through the history of Forza before we come back with this guy.
Forza is undoubtedly Microsoft's flagship racing brand. While Forza Motorsport by developer Turn 10 focuses on traditional racing, its sister series Forza Horizon by Playground Studios aims for over-the-top open-world fun. This formula continues to impress both critics and players today. As many fans are anxiously waiting for Horizon 5 to finally be announced, let's take a look at the iconic series prequels. In Forza Horizon, everything revolves around a giant music and racing festival of the same name. The first game was released in 2012 on Xbox 360 and sent players into Colorado's beautiful countryside. Besides a newfound sense of freedom, there were additional benefits as well. For example, it was the first time a Forza game featured a day and night cycle. 2 years later, Forza Horizon 2 established the spin-off series on the Xbox One. Players now drove in an imaginary region that combined southern France with northern Italy. This open world was not just bigger than ever before. Players could now even leave the streets and go wherever they wanted. This day and night cycle was complemented by a dynamic weather system to further enhance that open world feeling. Horizon's third title, released in 2016, required another trip across the ocean because the action was now taking place in Australia. Horizon 3 offered the most personal and coherent experience so far. In a certain sense, the players themselves became the managers of the Horizon Festival. Creating and sharing custom events, hiring or allowing friends to promote their own events and custom playlists for the in-game radio were just some of the hot new features. Also, up to 12 friends could now seamlessly enter and share the open world. Since Forza Horizon 3, the series has also been known for fun collaborations. Check out this Hot Wheels DLC, for example, with dinosaurs. In 2018, Forza Horizon 4 added changing seasons to its concept and refined existing features, resulting in the highest Metacritic score of any Forza game. The festival is currently back in Europe, devastating the Scottish Highlands. A LEGO DLC once more added a brand new twist to the game. With a new console generation on its way, it's no surprise that fans are getting hungry for the next Horizon festival.
I'm not gonna lie, I've been a PlayStation gamer my entire life, and that video almost has me changing sides. Now, Rob, I feel like I have like a Forza expert with me, and so kind of the one thing that stuck out to me in that video was how much Forza seems to lean into the car culture. You know, it's got like the radio and the scenery, the cars themselves. Do you think that's part of kind of like the special something that keeps Forza so popular, kind of despite the other racing titles around it?
Oh, absolutely. I think the big thing about especially like the Horizon Festival concept is that there's like heart to that and there's reality to it. And I mean, that's like the car dream. It's not just about, cold, hard racing. It's about like the fun and the excitement and the culture around it. And that's a big part of it. I mean, that's why so many people get into real cars in the first place, is like car meets and stuff like that. So I think that's pretty important. What
features do you think that Forza is missing right now to kind of take it to the next level?
Ooh, for me, like the stuff I would want in the next Horizon is pretty boring stuff. It's like little quality of life fixes and like updates to the meta. But I've asked my community that a time or two, and the biggest thing that surprised me was everyone wants motorcycles. And I guess it just goes to show how much that franchise brings in people who just like love racing of any type. But yeah, everyone wants motorcycles. I'd be totally cool with it. I think that would be a cool addition, as long as it was balanced.
Now, I'm told that many fans also want a Japanese theme next. In one of your videos, you said that you don't really need that as Art of the Rally already offers it. How would you compare both of these titles?
So yeah, I've talked quite a bit about how I don't think the next Horizon should be in Japan. And I know that will upset a lot of people, but for me, as soon as they say that the next game is Japan, that comes with a list of expectations for me. And there's no way that they would be able to kind of match all of those expectations. But, if they pick some other location like Brazil or something, they can surprise me and I'll like that. So for me, Art of Rally, which is this little indie game that I've been really loving lately, Art of Rally just scratches that itch. And that kind of satisfies the like Japan mountain roads that you can get in Forza. But again, I want them to surprise me with the location in Forza.
Now, as a streamer, you play a ton of different games, not just Forza. Can you kind of walk me through some of your favorite games that maybe aren't the Forza titles?
Sure. So for me, especially lately, I've been getting really into VR, and VR is such a game-changing experience for me in racing games. I think it's almost enough to be like a different genre. And if you can get comfortable in VR and racing, that's so important. So for me, I would say Assetto Corsa is a very close second to the Forza franchise.
Well, I know we had a brief conversation about VR before the interview started, so maybe Forza will eventually bring VR for you. Now, at this point, we're moving to our social showroom. Now, reminder, guys, that you can get involved in the conversation using the hashtag NitroNights. So let's go ahead and take a look at our first tweet. I believe, yes, this one actually comes from us at OverTakeGG. And what you guys don't see what's happening on your screen, apparently one of our editors decided to attach some cat treats to Mario and then was like, let's run it back. Let's see what happens here. Have you gotten to play with this, Rob?
No, I actually just found out about this recently. It honestly looks like a really cool idea. I do play a lot of Mario Kart on my Switch, so having like a augmented reality version of that sounds amazing. Maybe I could attach dog treats to it and make my dogs run around.
Do you think like the augmented reality has the same space as virtual reality. I mean, obviously they're used for like very different things, but I was actually really surprised when I got to test that one out in the studio how fluid it felt.
Oh, really? That's, yeah, I think, yeah, like you said, they're very different things, but I would like to see more like serious tech come out of AR stuff. Like I know a lot of people do serious like remote control like competitions, so it'd be cool to add an AR element to that.
Cool. Now, our next tweet is actually a setup, but not one that we usually see. Now, this one has been set up with a specific gear shifter for those with disabilities. And I think one of the coolest things about racing as I've kind of gotten involved with the scene is just how accessible it is. Like sim racing in specific, it usually has such a big barrier of entry to real racing because it's such an expensive sport. And don't get me wrong, like sim racing can be very expensive, but it definitely cut costs down. And now to see it like continue to be accessible to everyone who wants to race.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. There's actually a driver, a drifter in real life. We all call him Chair Slayer, who uses his hands exclusively to drift a real car, and he is a very good driver, much better than me. So no, that's really cool to see.
That is amazing. Does he use mostly the handbrake technique then?
I actually think it's a lot more weight control and weight transfer.
Amazing. And finally, again, going back to our stream team, we have our stream team announcement, which you are 1/4 of. Now, reminder, guys, November 25th, you can watch Rob over on OverTakeGG, Twitch.tv, of course, is the platform that you want to use. But he's joining a bunch of hosts of friends of the show. And are you excited?
Yes, I'm very, very excited. Yeah, if you want to see some VR driving and some me not being very good at VR driving, come check me out.
I am all for watching people just enjoy what they do. I feel like it's just best when you're watching people who are passionate about something, regardless of like the skill that they actually bring to it. But I have faith that you're much better than anything that I would put together. Now, that is the end of our social showroom, guys, which means we have one last event. It's the Trackmania Hot Lap. Now, Emily smashed the time last time I was on the show. I believe she finished it in like 50 seconds. Rob, do you play Trackmania?
I have never played Trackmania, so I won't probably get a 50-second time.
It's okay. I totally believe in you. You've got this. Okay, now with that, we're going to go ahead and set up, and I'll see you guys on the other side to see how Rob is going to do. Okay, so the rules are simple. You have 3 minutes to make as many laps as you want. You'll probably get about 3 if you don't restart a lot. The fastest time is, of course, Emily Jones at 50 seconds, but you don't have to beat Emily. All I care about, Rob, is that you beat Tom Deacon, and his time is 1:37, which I know you can do. So are you ready?
Oh, I think I'm ready.
Perfect. Then you may begin, and good luck.
All right, here goes.
Now, you said that you are a Trackmania virgin, yeah?
I am. I've played about 20 minutes in total.
Okay, perfect. So, good luck on this turn. This is the first course that they put me on, and it was painful.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Let's try that again.
No, it's fine. I believe
that was
you.
better than a lot of my other attempts. Oh, okay.
Okay, that's fine. We're on the track. We're good.
Oh, I can't work with that. Can't work with that. All right, this is the one.
Still doing well. Okay.
There we go. I'm liking this.
Beautiful. Nailed it.
Here we go.
Okay, this is nice. Into the S-curves.
Taking it nice and easy.
Ooh. Wow. Once you've gotten past that turn, you're free sailing.
We'll see. I'm not at the end yet.
I've already cursed. Production's gonna hate me. Okay.
Just gonna try and play it safe. I gotta get a time on the board.
I don't know. I think you're coming into like the final few turns into the straightaway shot. I think you've done it.
I know. Once I hit here, I think I got it. Yep. All right. I've got a time on the board. I'll take it. All right. Let's go again. Let's see if I can make it a little faster.
Okay, so that was, I think, 56, which would put you in a healthy 4th, actually.
All right, I'll take 4th. That's not so bad.
Now, if you can trim 3 seconds off your time, then you're suddenly in competition for second.
Ooh, I don't know about that one.
I think the 3 seconds might need to be trimmed off that, I call it the H turn, but I don't think that's technically correct.
Yeah, what's the official racing term for that?
I just call it the
That's a good question. I like it.
See, that's the thing. You controller guys, as soon as you figure out the physics, you have such dexterity with the car. Fuck with those lines.
There we go. Oh, got a little squirrely at the end.
A little bit squirrely, but
all right.
Good recovery.
I think it's enough. I might beat my time.
You will definitely beat your time by 2 seconds.
There we go. There we go. I can be happy with that.
Okay, perfect.
We'll run out the 30.
I think that still puts you...
I guess I don't have enough time.
It still puts you at a strong fourth. You are right behind Mitchell de Jong, which that is a big name to be behind, but it does mean that you're over gamer muscle.
I'm happy with it. I'm happy I have a time on the board. I like it.
Incredible improvement. Thank you so much, Rob. I loved having you on the show. Reminder to everyone, again, it's November 25th. Do not forget it. November 25th. What are you going to do? You're going to go to twitch.tv/overtake_GG, and you're going to watch this man. Rob, any last plugs? Any last shout-outs?
I'm terrible at social media, but you can find me everywhere at Hokihoshi. Twitter, Instagram. I can hang out on my Discord server. But yeah, come check me out on OverTake's Stream Team, where I'm going to be doing some VR racing.
Perfect. I'm already looking forward to it. Now, that is all for Rob, but that is not all for us. Reminder, guys, that we have the Newsflash coming up, so let's get right to it. Have a good one, Rob. The iRacing Rallycross Championship arrived at Lucas Oil Raceway last weekend. Now, Sage Karam was victorious in the All-Star Invitational. He overtook Bakkarun late in lap 8 and continued flawlessly until the end. Well, at least until they crossed the finish line. Now, the main event was chaos-packed. Most drivers found themselves spinning in the heats, and this didn't stop during the main race. The Robertson brothers had a particularly bad day, unintentionally getting involved in many accidents. Now, former champion Mitchell de Jong took the early lead, making use of his Joker round in lap 1. He then benefited from the chaos behind him, securing his first overall win in the series. De Jong was trailed by Tommy Hallman and Johan Harth. In the overall standings, Harth is 1 place in front of de Jong. Out in front is still John Robertson. eNASCAR Hard to Drive 300 is an event where the racers get the chance to put their true skills to the ultimate test. Now, the event was held in the Atlanta Speedway, and as the name suggests, went over a distance of 300 miles. The car used was the so-called Car of Tomorrow, a modified Chevy Impala that packs more horsepower and less downforce than the ones usually used today. This made the car tricky to handle. Now, eNASCAR champion Ray Alfala and his year's runner-up from the Coca-Cola Series, Bobby Zielinski, were among the competitors. Other notable names included real-life NASCAR caster Parker Kingerman and former top 8 driver Jimmy Mollis. Now, the race started off with no incidents in the early stages, but on lap 97, a yellow flag shook up the whole field. In the end, it was Jimmy Mollis who survived the chaos to take the checkered flag. Mollis, who had an early exit from the eNASCAR Coca-Cola Series playoffs, was delighted and took to Twitter to thank his team. Speaking of NASCAR, NASCAR Heats 5 Winter Heat Series will start this Sunday. Now, the 4-event tournament will be attended by professional eNASCAR drivers. Nonetheless, the grid is open to all Xbox and PlayStation 4 players as well. Now, current eNASCAR Heat champion Daniel Botafogo already revealed to us exclusively that he will take part in the series. The tournament will run from November 22nd until February 13th, with each event coming with a unique theme: Movember, Holiday, New Year, and the grand final on Valentine's Day. Now, the Winter Heat Series will also feature a healthy prize pool of $47,000 US. That's the Newsflash this week for you guys. We did it! We have made it to another end of the episode. Now, reminder, guys, every single Wednesday, our stream team will be streaming over at twitch.tv/overtake_GG, and next Tuesday, at the same address, you can find another new NitroNights stories. Until then, buckle up, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.